Sei lo mama que le moleita, rua me deresa. Itami que le mole mama, me deresa le la mafia. Lo baba que le moleita, rua me deresa. Itami que le mole baba, usta tanina ya. Ya kue. عشان انت بيسرفايف لازم تمشي في المدرسة. جيب بيانو بيجو Batan, demonu bikelu kalam giraya de batan, demonu bikelu amisiku kalam de batan, kutu ida fok, 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 arba ida fok, 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 oh kalam giraya ya, kalam giraya yo, me interesa ya, me interesa yo.
And share ideas. It has happened for centuries in all communities around the world. Join us as we sit under the tree to share and discuss issues that affect our day-to-day lives. From the ordinary people of all walks of life, sharing their experiences and experts giving us professional advice. Be part of the Under the Tree program on the On-Air Radio 98.6 FM, your eye on South Sudan. Under the Tree on 98.6 FM. Join us.
Yes, indeed, your eye on South Sudan. Good afternoon and welcome to the program with me, Helen Samuel. As usual, the topic of our discussion today is about gender-based violence or GBV in general, but we'll focus mainly on the economic impact on the victim or survivor. First of all, according to the World Bank, at least 2 out of every 5 women and girls, that's 42%, in the region experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetimes. The data finds that the effect of gender-based violence or GBV go beyond the survivors to negatively impact families and communities, even spanning generations. According to UN Women, data shows that Sub-Saharan Africa has the highest prevalence of child marriage globally, with 32% of women who are married or in union having married before the age of 18. Just to remind you, child marriage is also one form of GBV. Despite most countries in the region having adopted laws prohibiting and criminalizing GBV and putting in place various related services, East and Southern Africa continues to experience high rates of GBV. 1 in every 3 girls and women between the ages of 15 and 49 years, and 1 in every 4 girls and women aged 15 to 24 years has experienced intimate partner violence. The highest rates of female genital mutilation worldwide are in this region, with approximately 90% of girls and women in Somalia, Djibouti, Sudan, and Eritrea undergoing the harmful practice, though in South Sudan we don't have it, or it has actually reduced or ended it altogether. And why I'm bringing you this data is because this is all in relation to GBV. So, what efforts are being made in South Sudan to end GBV? That's why I brought in the example of the region. And now let's come back home and talk about South Sudan. I have in the studio two groups of civil society activists. That's the Grassroots Women Network and National Women Empowerment and Rehabilitation Organization, who to take us through the efforts they are making to end GBV, reasons why GBV is still rampant in our communities, who is mostly affected, challenges encountered, and most important, the economic impact on the victim or survivor. And I'm happy to introduce Joyce Konga and Irene Nartizio. Both are from the National Women Empowerment and Rehabilitation Organization, or briefly NUERO. And we have Rebecca Tom, who is from the South Sudan Association of the Visually Impaired, representing inclusivity here. And then we have Sunday Moga, who is the executive director of the Grassroots Women here in South Sudan. So you're most welcome to the program. Today you're most welcome to iRadio.
Thank you.
Na marhaba بكم مستمعين تنا. أنا ما بريجا كلامات كلها لنا قلت قبل شوية دي برنامج تنا تاتا شجرة كل يوم جيجا لتكون يوم الخميس في زمن زي والليلة أنا عنده 4 ضيوف نسوان وبنات حلوين معنا في داخل الاستوديو هم من 2 منظمات تا مجتمع المدني. والليلة أنا جيجا ونسو بدابتا أن أنفدي تنو وانا بيركزوا كتير عن تأثير اقتصادي بتاع أنفدي تنو على زول اللي تأثر بو أو على زول اللي حصل له أنفدي تنو. طبعا أنفدي اقتصادية دي أنا متأكد كل زول ماري ربو وأن ليلة بصمة كتير من مجتمعات المدني ده. أنا قبل شوية ونسو أن بحث العملو في الريجون أو في أفريقيا هنا بلقوا إنه نسوان ما بنات كتير يجي لقوا كلام تا أنفدي تنو ده. أنا ما برجع لتفاصيل كتير لأنه أنا أزو أكسب زمن كمان كتير عشان أنا بودي فرصة لضيوف تتاي عشان نبقدر ونسو كتير وبرضه نبقدر أسمع إتكون نزل جتابنا على الهواء تابي تكون وبرضه ممكن تكون بتابعنا في موقعنا الاجتماعية. وهنا أنا طبعا ضيوفتي الليلة أنا قبل شيء ذكر سامي تومون أنا عندي ساندي موغا ونعندو جويس كونغا ونعندو ايرين نارتيزيو ونعندو ريبيكا توم هي معاوقة أو مخفوفة وأنا رحبت بهم في إذاعتنا. بعد فترة إتقوم بلقوا فرصة عشان كمان إتقوم بقدر شيلو أو إتقوم بقدر كمان دوغو تليفونات عشان تقوم بسمع أكتر وأكتر. أنا كده مدى يا زمان كلنا بعد توالي ما ضيفتي في داخل الاستوديو. ساندي تاباني تاني جدين أي زول أنا بدي لي تقوم فرصة عشان تقوم بقدر ونسو بلو قال تقوم بقدر. قبل ريبيكا كلم لنا قالي قبل كده وجا هنا في أي راديو لكن أنا متأكد أيرين ما جويس ممكن ونجا لكن أنا ما في برنامج تايتا ماما هيلين أو ما جاني في تايت شجرة تايدي لكن الليلة أنا برحب بكم في تايت شجرة تايدي. ساندي so briefly كده وري لنا عن أنف دي تنو وبرضه ممكن تكون باختصار يلا كمان واحدة مني تكون أنا بدي تكون فرصة كمان بوري لنا فهم تا أنف دي تنو أنواته وأنا بيستمر برنامج تنا على كده. فضل سالي.
شكرا جزيلا لكل مستمعين تا اي راديو لوقت طويل لنا كمان شوية زمن أنا ما كنت معكم وأنا دروا طوالي أنف دي تنو ده هو حاجة البيعملوه لزول بدون إرادة بتاعه أو بدون ما هو بيرودو عملوا بقوة ده أو باختصار لأن عربي جوبتنا.
شكرا كثير كده. أنا عين واحدة من نويرو. أنا ممكن كده أنا وري أسامي تكون لكن أنا ما أعرف تكون في نويرو or in نويرو what are your position تكون بدأت تعمل شنو هناك لأنه أنا أعرف في مديرة she's not here with us. اتفضل.
Okay. First and foremost, I would like to say good morning to each and everyone listening out there for today's program that is Under the Tree. My name is Irene Nartizio. I work for NUERO. As she has said earlier, it's National Women Empowerment and Rehabilitation Organization. I work as an MNE. Brief introduction about NUERO. It's a woman-led organization, and we do have the thematic areas of GBV, sexual reproductive health, and then we support women. And then we support 5 survivors of HIV and then survivors of GBV. So as she has said earlier, and this is my first time to be in in iRadio, although I've been to several radios doing the same thing, advocacy against gender-based violence. So for today's edition, I will say that we're going to talk about the effects of GBV and the economic impact that has to do with GBV survivors. So I'm not going to take long, but briefly, GBV itself is gender-based violence. This is an action that is taken towards human being without his or her own willingness. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Fadalu, you're welcome. So you can now pick up from there, tell us exactly what you're doing at Nuero, and maybe you can go on and tell us some of the reasons why GBV is still happening in our communities.
Okay, thank you. As you have mentioned, I'm called Joyce Konga. I work as assistant protection. And Nuero is a women-led organization, mostly doing activities of women in communities. And then I will not take long time, but let me go direct to the question, why still GBV is happening? I think the most reason why GBV is still happening, like awareness is not enough. Some people in other areas, they don't have awareness, they are not educated in GBV, how to prevent and how can you prevent yourself from GBV. Yani heb ita behami nefsak min dit anode. Yani some people, they don't have that capacity building. So if you have if the awareness has reached many people, that thing will be prevented. We cannot stop it, but at least we can prevent, we can reduce.
That's a nice point there, because I have a follow-up question on that. You talked of awareness, and that's the reason why I'm having two civil society organizations today here to talk about GBV, and later on we'll get to the economic impact of GBV on the survivor or the victim. Through all these efforts, what progress have you seen? What are you actually doing to ensure that all the awareness is not in vain? People get to understand. Are they understanding? Are there changes? Is there something that you can be proud of? Gali munaza matanare amulo awareness awamul toya awamul kida ufita gayir. Is there changes in the status of GBV in South Sudan? You can start, both of you, your civil society.
Yes, there is improvement, because we as Nuero, we are not only working here in Central Equatoria, we are there in Western Equatoria and also Northern Bahar Ghazal and also Eastern Equatoria. So we did a lot of awareness in GBV, but not the whole of South Sudan. In areas where we did our activities or awareness, one of the success story is when Nuero have a peace building in Western Equatoria, particularly in Meridi. They have a story whereby the young girl were raped by a police, and Nuero followed this case until those people are arrested, and as a result, they are suspended from working as a police. That was the success story of Nuero. Okay. Through this GBV awareness, because they trained a group of ladies, women, and girls there, and then when this thing happened, they follow up as a result of Nuero activities in Western Equatoria in Meridi. So those police who raped those girls are taken to the court, and they are arrested, and they are suspended, not suspended, even they are dismissed from being a police. So
it was Nuero that took active part in that
yes, it was
activity.
Yeah, it was Nuero.
Sunday Tader Kelim.
Yes, I want to add, on behalf of Grassroots Women Network, because we are also women-led organization, and in a gishtakal community ketir toto. And بشوف إنه في نتيجة كويس لأنه community leaders بقى نعرفوا how to report the cases, how to handle the cases also. They are حاجة أنا بشوف كمان إنه like us Grassroots Women Network, we are doing counseling with the support of Y Global. That is there. When there is any case, we will know how to handle them. Also, we are doing economic empowerment. After all those counseling, after all those process, health services, referral, we will do economic empowerment. After that, we see more survivors umon biga gi report or umon biga kwaisin. another thing اللي احنا بنشوف انه يعني حاسه انه يعني police all uniforms women bigger back there. When there is any case happen, women get said عشان women get handle في gender unit في police cooperation well. For now ناس بدأ يعرفوا إنه important to at least when there is any case happen to report. عشان في health services الدر قدموا في زمن تا 72 ساعة. After that إنه بيكون في follow up تا case كمان عشان إنه survivor بيلقوا حق بتاعه. شكرا.
نعم شكرا لكم. طبعا في forms كتير تا GBV زي ما قبلنا ذكروا. We have psychological, sexual harassment, rape, which includes rape, early marriage, and then we have the economic violence, which
yes, also we have violence, domestic violence.
And domestic violence, a lot of them, which I mentioned some of them, I did not mention all of them. So in spite of all these kinds of violence that we have mentioned, ياتومي نومن ياتا kuna ino ge hasal ketir fi dola ta Junub Sudan wa azulo shokol ketir.
Okay. Let me just.
You can come in. I will come to her. You can come in.
Okay. Mostly I'm saying like denying of resources. You see, sometimes women, when you lost your husband or you are separated with your husband, things are not divided equally. Even though if it's a house that you build together, you see that house will be given to the man. A woman will just go like that. And also, sometimes when you lost your husband, you will not be given the property of your husband. You see, you are being denied economically. This is the most effect. Even when sometimes when we are doing our awareness, some women complain about that. Yeah.
So this is one aspect of the economic violence against women.
Yeah.
So I would like to give an opportunity to Rebecca. She's here actually representing inclusivity. Rebecca data banhemo awaka wa gibela na zekiro isimto wita kunasma min diyuf taita ninde kaman ke nasma so toto kele difolena. Rebecca, now you are visually impaired. So what do women in disability or people with disability go through? Do they also go through these same kinds of violence? Let's say, because today we are talking about the economic violence. Maybe you can tell us how that impacts or affects people living with disabilities. مرحب.
شكرا كثير مدام هيلين سامويل للفرصة. For the sake of the people who are listening on the radio, maybe I will use a very simple Arabic to make easier. So أنا قاينو من الحاجات اللي دايما جي واجه أننا كناس معوقين اللي عنده different types of disability بالذات في ناحية بتاعت economic violence. واحد من التحديات أو من الباريرز اللي face persons with disability بالذات في ناس بيكون في poor family, and sometimes واحد من حاجات في البور فاميلي بيودي prioritize like لزول الممكن he's able like قاينو مثلا انه زول اللي عنده disability ده مثلا كانوا عنده disability ده كان عندنا empower ممكن وما بشنو وما بقدر اعمله حاجة ده واحد ممكن من المشاكل اننا جيليجو بيرجع ل wrong perception او مفهوم الغلط. وتاني حاجة كمان من الناحية بتاعت التحدي نمرة 2 الليلة كان في زول عنده مثلا disability خلاص و empowered for example إذا بيلقوا like في sometimes بيحصل occupation من parents, وده حاجة أنا لقوا طبعا في فيل أنا ودوره في محلات مختلفة. في بنية كان عنده business وبدأ business أتو but where parents بدأ دير شيلوا business ده نظام وما able, so بيرجع the same thing إنه wrong perceptions in our community that persons with disability are not willing. But we Association of Persons with Disability we are working hard to make sure إنه أي زول المعوق عنده capability وبقدر stand by himself or herself عشان هو بقدر عملوا change لنفسه وكمان بيساعدوا أقوانه تانيين برا هناك.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Rebecca أنا دير لي ساليتا طبعا أنت جي represent أو أنت من منظمة ناس المعوقين أو مخفوفين. So أنا كان بس دير أنت أزو كلتا شيء معنا what would you see, since you are all like advocating for the rights of people with disabilities, especially when it comes to the issue you just raised, the story you mentioned about the girl who wanted to empower herself economically, but still there is this wrong perception that she is not able to do it. So far, through the advocacy, would you say that there is some progress that the association has made so far, and what are some of those challenges for you guys to be able to do what you really want to do, or to pass out the information about the association and the things the people living with disabilities are going through?
Thank you so much. Maybe I will share something small that we did last year as a women desk, because I'm a leader for a women group in South Sudan Association of the Visually Impaired. We did a training on economic empowerment, and the training was very successful. We helped women out there on the community who are already having different types of disability, and then after when we do that training for them, they were able, some they share testimonial stories. They said, you know, through this discussion that we've been having about economic empowerment, talking about how can you behave with the customers, how can you attract your customers so they will be coming to your business. You as a woman who have disability, don't look at yourself like you are miserable, you are not able. You have to look smart like other people outside there, because we share, and they said always we say that disability is not inability. And they were able to go out there after the training. Some they were not even having a little money to start their business. But during the training that we did for them for a good 1 week, they were able to put some money, like a saving, and then they start doing small businesses with the little money that they have. And today they are empowered. Some their business has already standing. Some they requested again for more chances if we can talk to our donors or to our partners who supported this activity to help them also to get a capital. But also one of the challenges we see also to get funds sometimes is a challenge, but we still move on with the advocacy, and we believe that we'll be able to help other women, especially on the grassroots.
Yeah. Can you also roughly tell us, like, the association, does it have all members? How many are there in the association? And yeah, something like that.
Okay, the list of our members now, it's a bit higher. I can't exactly tell how many are there because we registered them, and also we work on the 10 state and then the 3 administrative area, but we are not that so active. We are working currently in Torit. We have a branch there, so we manage also to help other members who are there with some trainings for them to be empowered, especially for their movement by themselves, and also we are planning to do some activities concerning the economic empowerment, so they will be able to stand by themselves.
Yeah, ana gano kalamta economic empowerment de gija ketir ana kana zujuro shoya wara lakin ana beftekir inno ana zokereta kulu zol mumkin bagder shariko asbab shunu ya da man gijibu unf ditanoda ya unna bijaba de unna bijono so an kalamta unf alla iqtisadiya asbab de mainly shunu ya kikuto في أنف ديتنو أو يا مشاكل زي ما جبت ذكرنا طبعا في جنوب هنا كتير تمكن ياهو شغلة وحاجات زيادة. What are the reasons? I see Nartisi wants to talk.
Yeah, أنا بكلم قاعدين أسباب الكثير reasons why we still have a lot of GBV actions taking place in South Sudan. It could be because of the traditional. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it could be because of the traditional harmful norms. You know, people still have that traditional belief whereby when a woman decides to do something, or when a woman wants to empower herself economically, she's not supposed to be higher than the man. Then there it becomes clashes, you see. And also maybe in that aspect of provision at home, you know, sometimes things are not good, things are not moving all that well. So when things are not basic needs are not enough in the house, so it causes that clashes. And because there is no form of understanding, then it leads to what? To GBV. You see, and maybe also another reason why there's still GBV going on, because however much we are doing a lot of advocacy and awareness, but I believe that change is not a one-day thing, it's a process. So there are people outside there who are not yet aware that even some of the GBV forms, these are GBV forms, you see. So these are some of the reasons I can say that GBV is still going on in South Sudan.
Yes, let me add also.
Yeah, welcome, Sandy.
أنا بقول إنه cases بتاع GBV ده زيارة بتاعه حالة الاقتصادية بتاعنا الحصة صعب ده. يعني زيادة بتاع العدد بتاع المجرمين بتاع بليل. أنا هنا بنشوف some place ومن بروا ومن بحجمه ومن برابط. يعني كانوا ما لقوا حاجة لمن دير ومن برا راب. وأنا بكلم قالي ستيل cases بتاع قتل. يعني في النزاعات تلقى حاصل أصلا جاي إنه بقرات بجاي ما كوميونيتي ما مزارعين بجاي ديل نسوان في نص هنا أمون جيت على victims هنا يعني مرة بنية كان لقوا ميبي بيشيلوا يلا إسو على كمان يعني جي شيلوا ويال جي سرقوا يال أنا بشوف ديل كمان حاجات الجزيدو أنا بشوف الأكبر منه كله عدم معرفة حقوق تا إنسان أو كاس حقوق تمرة يعني ما قال الناس ما بعرف لكن people are not consider that إنه ما بعرف قال إنه أي زول عنده حق like مرة عنده حق domestic violence cases like my sister said they call us rampant for the person with disability I want to add تومن بيكون double because we have some of those deaf people or deaf girls they ready maybe will do anything you want to do to her عشان هو ما بقدر بريبورت interpreter ما في أو أي حاجة بقدر بحصل له كمان cases تا forced marriage and early marriage ده حصلنا جاينو rampant with our economic crisis دي الحاجات اللي احنا بنشوف هسا في شديد كلام تا insecurity يعني movement women في الرود sometimes في محلات تانين بليل أو حتى في السفريات في السكة أي حاجة بقدر بحصل كمان issues بتاعنا الحصة شديد كالس issues تنجس الحصة نانو زي كيس القبلي 1 week الكان ناسوما ديل يعني بويس بقى يعني يال كتير في جنوب السودان بقى همون بقى في يعني في الحركة دي maybe همون بقدر بيكمل لأي بنية بقدر بيعرفها في الجابة ومن بقدر بعمل أي حاجات فأنا بشوف إنه ده هو الأسباب الأكثر.
نعم في شكرا ناس زيدو
لا زيدو بسيط يعني sometimes cases GBV ده يعني gives the meal or we have said that almost women are the one now breadwinners تبلغوا مرة برا في سوق وبيتوبي حاجاته وراجل بكون في بيت وما عنده شغل bija menak min guru sake atarato bi pisuk da rajul be kengal order wodilo habba mo ken order airtime mo ken tanizado bodilo mon mo bi kengal mo yanta ita bodilo o bi jana o bi jasakara kanta asado gar guruze ita mulbo sunu bijibu mushkila bijibu mashakil o mashakil da ba mulu gidam iyal ita no ba mulu gidam iyal o bijibu ta'asir كبير لإيال
نعم
أي so ده واحد منه ونمرة 2 طبعا أنا قاعدين في community تبلغوا مرة بتلا من 7 أوغورا وين أسمع برا فتش أكل لإيال وإيال بيسبوين بيسبو في بيت وإنت ما بعرف البحث شنو أي حاجة كان حاصل لجنا ده أبو ده ولا relatives زادوا بيجاب بلينو where did you leave these children alone ومن مرة قال مرة ده رافتش شنو رافتش أكل في بيت so ده حاجة ده حاصل في community كتير
نعم
أي
شكرا
so جانا ده كان ودرو blame ده كله بيجان later
نعم
ده حاجة ده حاصل جاء allow men سنتانين يا forced marriage
one point كلام تا مرتبات ما في ده ما هي ما في راجل ما عنده ما هي ناس ما جي صرف قروش إتاجانو طوالي يخلق عنف كمان في بيوت يعني أنا بشوف إنه يعني في بيوت هسه كتير كمان بيجا دار فرتكو
O secondly kaman haja tana bes del zidu besit. Marat hajar ge hasil fi biut del gender based violence. Masala ita kan marade ita gishta kan kwes. O rajel takide mind shoko dal kwes. Ita yani you become a provider in the family. Rajel maga na jadde kwes. O be ayi teriga bijibu mushkila. Al bijibu sino al bijibu kalam.
Nam. Shukran kathir. Dali sanna guano so fi barnamij tanna tateta shajara wa ana bituaka eno ita kun kamanga asmalenna wa ana kana zulisa asmale diyuftai lakini ana shaifu fi zolo rede maana fi kat kedana shilu telefonda wa bardo ana der shufu fi nas katibu kalamat ketir fi موقتنا الاجتماعية. hello مرحبا. hello اوكي تليفون ده ما كشبي لكن انا كمان دير كان عينه لسؤال تاني تحديات بذاته بعد التحديات ده انا كمان بدي فرصه ليتكم كان في زول عايز يدوق تليفون ومنظمات زي ما تكون civil society you are trying your very best and you are working very hard to ensure that GBV is minimized in our community. People get to understand and even people get to know their rights, things like that. So what are some of the challenges that you encounter, you face? Tahadiyat al-gili gita kun kanta ngamu shokol ta kun sumi. Bes ka anjeri bu telefon de. Ayi radio. Okay. tahadiyat. أي زول بقدر شيء أسأله واحد عشان نمشي قدام.
أنا بتكلم كده ممكن تحديات الأول إنه مؤرر عندي ما كفاية أصلنا بكابا the whole of South Sudan. ده واحد يعني lack of funding ده نمرة واحد. وممكن أنا باينه إنه sometime when we want to conduct activities or awareness needs security clearance, or sometimes the security clearance delay, you see, and then here you have a timeline of activities. So and again with the challenges, and then somebody maybe can ask.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think to me one of the other bigger challenge that we have in this advocacy, we have the issue of some of the laws. You know, the national laws are not being passed that really support and guide women. Like, for example, we have the anti-GBV bill that's not yet passed, and even the family law. So these are some of the laws that are hindering us behind. Because however much we are moving with this advocacy movement, but still, if you don't have laws that will hold people culprits, that will hold the perpetrators culprit, we are still, working on a lower ground. So I think some of the laws need to be passed so that it supports the GBV survivors.
Yes, another maybe challenges tani or become access to justice. Sometimes become fi delay fogo fi process there. Haja tani kama ninu yani hata handling survivors sometimes وما بيكون case بحصل صدفة ما بيقدر بيكون process من police مستشفى sometimes ما بيكون لقوا في يعني عربات في حاجات بيكون جاهز فده لنا بيشوف يعني في some cases جه حاصل بالليل عشان لنا بجارج ناس ما بوري كمان كلام تا culture barrier ومن ما تانين ومن باسكت بيكلم قال كده ما وري كلام ده كان وري كلام ده بيجيبوا فادية لناس يعني بيني بكرة بعد بكرة ما بيجي جوزو أو يعني كلام ده بيكون شيم له family ده those are the things alina geno communication kaman biga mushkila ita bijeli go survivor bede mindu telephone zato bukura shanta unde follow min al dictor masalan bikun fi some hajat tani bukura tabirija tabijeli go tani zede shilu survivor zato fi belet عشان كده بس كلاسو كلام ده زده تانين بيكلن قالين نو أنا خلاص كلل أنا جيتي مكلام ده بيت بس بودي سرفايفر ده لزول ده إذا ما بقدر بداك الفوق فده هاو some challenges تانين أنا جانو في community.
Okay. Can I add واحد?
Yeah. Welcome.
So also the challenge, one of the challenges can be it I know zol can rape. Sometimes your husband will divorce you for those who are married. We have a scenario where happened in the area robbers ja bilel umon ja beteriga tane barao al masalan umon der rep husband rajelle so mara de bada kelingale yani o magiafa aker naze kirirebo woki umon rajelle bada rudu naze yani rep numba mara de figiram ta rajel to kida kalam de kulu sunu akir secret kalam de kulu secret tabande secret to mon marajil to ma mulo o ma seek for any legal help ole medical ajede
o maro
kulu la anu o galde sirto mon marajil to fini haya rajil da gil fu fogo rajil bika behave weird fini haya mon zaadu biga jalli monas o declare galo madal marade lanu marade no mu figidam to manas o mukel marade ligo ayan o felan fini haya marade jakon hamla
o kan ya rudu
o marade jawole du jena rajil le zaadu wosu fi extra inu de ma jena to muken de jena ta zolale ale tanas al rebode so they jibu a very big confusion. Even the family is separated. You see, this is one of the challenges that women are facing.
They're very serious. You're welcome, yeah, Rebecca. Share madna kaman challenges بالنسبة لي طبعا.
Okay, شكرا كتير. Earlier on أخذت ونسوكان something on the guiding policies. Sometimes تبي يقول like the policies are not so more inclusive. يعني مرات لو مثلا you are planning to do something ولا حاجة زي ده. The way of handling there is a problem. يعني people لما نشوفوا زول معوق كده ده like say is it possible? So we still have to work on awareness raising as we أنا جشتغل لسه في شغل ده كتير لكن we'll see change. تاني حاجة برضو من حاجات بتاعت ال cultural norms بالذات في forced marriage هل بيحصل لنسوان المعوقات. أنا كان عنده كيس جبرانا بنية جوزوه by force وما دير راجل له أحد درس له راجل ده بس as وما حاجة يعني وما عنده فايدة. قال كان بقرات ده كده راجل ده كده شيلو بنيه ده شنو ساكت وبنيه ده راجل ده عنده already منو 3 نسوان بنيه ده روح تعبان لحد يعني هو لقوا تعب شديد لكن في النهاية لما نجي جيبوه معمول له counseling وعمل له كيف هو بيستخدم وايد كان عشان كيف هو بموف اون with her life قروش توا اللي قده سايدو عشان كيف هو بمكن عشان بربع عيال لو جا سيبوا راجل له لكن حاجة اللي كان أبوه عمله ده كان صعب شديد so still أنا بشتغل مع عيال أبهات عيال المعوقين ويلا حاجة تاني من أنواع بتاع gender based violence اللي أنا جينا دو بعربي البسيط العنف ضد النوع في بنادي emotional violence يعني كان تجي ضغط الجنة ده شديد ممكن جنة ده بوصله في external خلاص وبلوس هوب شنو من حياته وما بقدر continue بالذات لو وصلوا في age معين. تانين جيت جا طالع حتى لو هم بيبقوا كبار هم بيطلع aggressive تعامل تومن بيكون شنو صعب مع الناس تانين يعني كان قاعد لهم وقاعد الناس دي بس كان مثلا تقدر امسك كده تو انت ما عارف حندلو كيف تقدر اسالو طوالي مبدا شنو شيتي ميدا طوالي مباشره. This is to the do of مشاكل اللي حاصل in the parental life. شكرا لك كتير.
اوكي شكرا كتير. كده انا اجرب التليفون ده تاني مره. اي راديو. hello اوكي انا ما اعرف ليه قد ما جدا قالوا كده انا سيبوا اسئله تاعي هنا طبعا انا حابب اشوف حاجات دي كله لكن كلا ناينو ل ناس في السوشيال ميديا هم بيقولوا شنو عشان ما بعرفوا قالي انا كمان جيتابي مومون وانا كمان قاينو كلام المنجي كلمو ده دين روبن اوكي Deng Rula. Wogi Keringali, I'm watching live from a Will Center Payam Award. How to talk women grassroots level. Example here are that's the women in that area need awareness. Anyway, the English is a little bit complicated. But now let me move to this one. This is Mayeng the Wizging. He's saying he's saying this is Evangelist Manyang Simon Gong. He's saying if they keep discussing something in the absence of men, as well as saying we women are facing this, we are facing this, while men are watching are facing some results of GBV from women, because women discriminate a lot. The committee should consist of both men and women in order to demonstrate the unity. But if it is consists only of one gender, that's women, who will speak to represent the men. Anda there takunkede alego fikalamate. Yano gani bes na yano so anguano so wa urujal mafi wa rujal zatu gi dugu man gili go umf min nuswan wa de yani de temiz. Short one person can.
Yes, shukran. Ana bikelim kalam to desa. Maybe we will schedule next time, because like Grassroots Women Network, we have our men champion in the community. They are working with us. Umon gisaido rujal wa shabab alindom onf didano.
Yeah.
Kaman algahasil lomon rujal kaman ajede gahasil lomon.
Lakini uman magi kelimo.
Umon gas kod bes.
Yeah, uman magi kelimo. Besa na zaino so altani hina wana ino zaman tanna gijere unas gidugu telefon lakini kelan jere bisilo telefon. Ayi radio. Hello. Hello. Lela mushkila wen. Hey, ayi radio. Wow, I lose that one. Yeah, Kalam Toden is here, and he himself also Manyang, the Wiz Greg, is saying they are not talking against men. They are not talking against men in vain. If you take a survey in the community, you will find that all the atrocities committed against women and girls with disabilities are played out by men. We need to create an environment as men where women should be free from any act of gender-based violence in our communities. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that women and girls with disabilities are protected against. Okay, this message disappeared. Yeah, the message disappeared, but they are protected against everything, any commitment, and they should demonstrate unity, and they should also speak. Okay, yeah. So that's another comment there. And then, yeah, anaganyo zaman gijere. Unas gidugu telefona. Are you radio? Are you radio? Wow. Are you radio? Hello? Ya salam. Are you radio? المشكلة وين الليلة قد تعيد كله توالي حصل كده. I mean, I'm not being able to get it. Someone is asking here about the data, and this is Francis Lodovico. He's asking what type of data we use between the two. That is the one I said earlier on. This is a research. This is actually according to a research done just last year. One from one was from the World Bank, and the other one is from the UN Women. So we use research, the most recent research, to compare about the data that most people affected by GBV are women. Are you radio? Oh my God, are you radio? Sorry, I don't know what happened today. Are you radio? Hello.
Hello, Mama Helen Samuel.
Ahlan marhaba, Zaima Bunulu.
أهلا وسهلا بك. تحية لك ولضيوفنا في الاستديو.
نعم.
سلام لك. بجد ونسوا كلام كله حقيقة، لكن ده مداخلة بسيط بس هم ونسوا. المشكلة بس في البيت المشكلة وراجل. فالناس دخل سوق كمان بعدين يقولوا لنا دخل بالمشكلة ده مرة وراجل. ده بيحلوا كيف بس؟ بما إنه دارين حل بين الاثنين ديل. بما إنه واحد ما بنادي طرف واحد بنادي طرفين، لكن بعد كل بيقولوا لنا دخل بالمشكلة. تمام أنت بس المعاملة حل تبقى بعدين أنت لجل تاني ومن رجع. في حاجة ومن ثاني رجل ثاني جلسة ثانية ده ننزل بيقولوا كيف المشكلة داسة بيقولوا ده راجل ولا ده مرة أنا ما أعرف وده في النهاية كان لفوق ده بيقولوا المشكلة بين النفسين. هل تاو بيكون شنو آخر تاو؟
نعم. منو ده رياكت له؟
أنا بكلم ده بروح في سيشن تا كونسلينج. ده لهم إرشاد الأول بيكون إرشاد فردي براو يلا حتى كمان بلمومن في محل واحد. ده متابعة أو ده شغل كمان.
نعم. في سؤال هنا أنا داير أقرأ ليه تكون في كومنتس كتير، لكن أنا بيجا ما باقي داير أقرأ كله وكلام ده لافدو انا تاي في زول هنا لوت Garwen Yang Ken Bigulu, apart from talking about physical rape, what do you know about psychological rape? Ask her if her daughter didn't go out naked wearing trousers and sleeveless clothes and she came talking about raping. Pituitary gland is what controls reaction in our body. There's all hina da kalabto tabani. I think you all understand. So another result can react this all day. One question.
Okay. I've understood what you tried to say. You're trying to say that before we consider a woman or a girl being raped, we have to know what type of cloth was she wearing, or which kind of environment was she. Where was she? But I would like just to say that, rape comes when we talk about rape as an example of GBV, as example of a GBV case. It comes from the mind, because going back then, remember back then our traditional people used to move naked, but you find a woman and a girl is standing and then they are talking for more than 2 to 3 hours, but nothing happens. That's because the mind never told them that this person doesn't belong to you, you're not supposed to rape. So the whole thing is not about what the lady was wearing or where was she by that time, but it's about the mindset of the perpetrator that leads to rape.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I see Sunday you wanted to react.
Yes.
I'm seeing so many calls, so many messages. I can't read them. I can't pick any more calls. But right now, I think you can say your reaction, and maybe if you have a message, you can
yes. أنا داير كلم هو ما بيكون في لبسة تا قماص. يعني we don't want to judge because في South Sudan أنا ما عنده قانون تا لبسوا قماص ما تلا. أنا ما أسمع زي أنا ما أعرف كان في قانون تا لبسوا قماص. فعشان كده إنه جاس أنا داير أو كلم لشباب برا هناك إنه ده أخو تاكي ده أم تاكي ده أنتي تاكي but إنه زي أخو بتاعك كنت لقوه في محل ما كويس please protect her.
نعم شكرا كثير. رسالة تاكي ممكن كل واحد كده دي رسالة قصير سري لأنه ناس أخبار بيجا قريب دايرين يجوا. Anyone can give a message.
Okay, thank you. Masjid ay bara hinak eno zola tagireb de umatake de okotake wo de umatake yani ay zol bara hinak al mara oje umatake al wala tisa lande langolta tisa shahar yani ma moken ina ba mu hajat kida yani ana bikelim eno nasal bara hinak al gas made kelarb eno zola tagireb de jeta gireb umatake wo okotake wo de haja al makois.
So I need someone to talk about, to give a message, last message about the impact of economic violence, socio-economic violence, or GBV in general, because this is what you are advocating for, so you can give your message based on GBV.
Okay, all right. Let me give this message and say that economic empowerment has really supported GBV survivors in so many ways, and it has really reduced on GBV cases. For my organization specifically, we do have economic empowerment trainings that we give to GBV survivors and HIV survivors. And as I talk now, some of them have already moved and then they have stood on their own. So it has reduced the effect of gender-based violence.
Thank you so much. Rebecca,
شكرا
رسالة شنو تدير رسول لناس جنوب السودان.
شكرا كثير ماما هيلين. برنامج بتاع تحت الشجرة رسالة عائلة جنوب السودان كله إنه خلينا مع بعض نفهم بعض كجنوبين، ونحن يا بنلعب دور عشان كيف أننا بيوقف عنف ضد الجي حصل لنا في جنوب السودان مع بعض لنا. وأهم حاجة إتكال نجي لجوزل المعاوقة الليلة ما تعملوا بالطريقة البطال، لأنه حاجة اللي اسمه إعاقة ده ما في مخ، لكن ده حاجة شنو؟ حاجة فيزيكال في جسم. زول لو able وبقدر أعمل حاجة الأحسن زي أي زول تاني and all we are equal. Let us work together and to be united and we'll see a change in our beautiful country. شكرا كتير.
Okay, thank you so much.
رسالة تاي كدنا protect women and girls. Bye.
Okay. Shukran Ketir. There is Alamin Diouf Taifi Studio. Thanks to Sunday Moga, Executive Director for the Grassroots Women Network. Rebecca, who is from the Association of the Visually Impaired here in Juba. And we have Joyce Konga and Natizio, both from the National Women Empowerment and Rehabilitation Organization, NUERO, for your contribution on this important conversation on GBV and its economic impact on the survivor or victim. It has been my pleasure hosting you today to create awareness on GBV through media. Ana der wadile takon shukran ketir. So ana der kaman kelim in conclusion, the consequences of GBV are severe and far-fetching. They include physical injuries, mental health problems such as depression and post-traumatic disorder. De kulu netija bita hajata bita GBV. Kaman bugulu inu children who grow up, Gibel Kalamde Joyce children who grow up in families where there is violence may suffer behavioral and emotional disturbances, which can also be associated with perpetrating or experiencing violence later in life. Gibel Kelim Kalamde. Iyala alkulu mara gigen fi betal foko mashakil foko dag foko shunu foko mashakil del hom zato by asir mahayato man gidam fi hayat man zato kantala kubar man zato ba nefsa hajat lanu de bi'a aluman raba foko de ana bogi fo hina ana bikelim leta kun masa alama wana bikel leta kun shukran mata kun nisitu anna bukun fi barnamij tani tateta shijara usbu'a jaya anna bonusu an modu kaman al muhim al bukun leta kun bisa lela zaman ma kifaya wana bigadi اختزار لناس الجدوجو تليفون أنا شايف ناس جدوجو وفي كومنتس كتير في السوشيال ميديا بيج أو ناس الكتاب أن الموقع أن الاجتماعية. شكرا لكم كتير. زمن ما كفاية لكن next time أنا كمان بحاولوا زيدوا زمن ودما نهاية وانا سدي أنا بيكونتينيو ونسو عشان كمان إتاكم بيشيلوا حاجة مننا وانا كمان بيشيلوا مني تاكم لأنه إحنا ما بعده أنا بقدر ساعدوا مجتمع أنا بيكون خالي من أنف دي تنو. أنا معكم ماما هيلين. شكرا كتير. خليكم لأخبار تنا بيجالي تكون بعد شوية.